Hello gamers, welcome back, or in case you're new here, I'm Nkaziel, and in this video I will be talking about another very promising upcoming project called Light No Fire. But before we start, I would like to take just a moment and remind you to leave a like and subscribe if you end up enjoying the video. It massively helps with the YouTube algorithm and helps my video reach more people. Anyway, back to the topic. Light No Fire is a project that comes from the developers behind No Man's Sky, which is by far the biggest redemption story in gaming. No Man's Sky was a classic case of overhyping a product. They overpromised and underdelivered, being a game with overwhelming negative feedback at release. But unlike most developers who would have cut their losses and moved on to a different project, this development team did not. They showcase something that very few developers in the gaming industry have, and that is true passion for their game. Of course, passion needs to be backed up by creativity and technical skill, and they have showcased all of this. Year after year, they have improved the game and they release DLC after DLC, all free of charge. Now, No Man's Sky stands tall as one of the best space exploration games that you can play, with a 95% recent positive review on Steam. Not only did they deliver on all the promises they made, but they delivered vastly more than what was promised. And as I said before, it was all free of charge, which is simply unheard in the gaming industry. When we talk about live service games, you should ask yourself what is the most important element. To me, it is the game being updated. When a game is provided as a live service and as a result being something that you can play for a longer period of time or return to from time to time, it is important that the game does not stagnate. We can take the example of Anthem. They released a very interesting game, with a lot of problems, but also potential. The reason why it is a failure today is because they abandoned it. On the opposite side of the spectrum, the most popular live service games of today are this popular because they are continuously being updated, despite most of them having a negative reception at release. Think about Final Fantasy XIV, Elder Scrolls Online, Black Desert, Warframe, and many others. Most of the games in the MMO genre actually had a rough start, but what sets the successful ones apart from failures was the developers who constantly updated their game and showed true passion. I know I am putting a lot of emphasis on this element, but I think it is the most important element here. Just to make it clear that Hello Games, the developers behind No Man's Sky, have proven that they are worthy of our trust. Which brings us to the project they have recently announced and what this video is about, Light No Fire. So what exactly is this game? Well, the developers call it a game about adventure, building, survival and exploration together with others. They want to deliver a fantasy world the size of Earth or even bigger. They talk about gathering, crafting and building persistent elements, exploring a procedurally generated planet with different biomes, unique enemies and resources. They also talk about how every bit of the game will be explorable, be it by setting sail on the sea and exploring the deepest oceans or climbing the tallest mountains while riding a flying mount. They also talk about how the whole game is inspired by classic fantasy, so let's hope that there will be lore and dungeon crawling elements. From the trailer, we can observe that there are quite a few different playable races, quite a few different weapons, both ranged, melee and even a staff, so we can assume there will be magic. We can also observe both ground and a wide variety of flying mounts, and even underwater elements and swimming. There is a bit of footage that shows the gathering and building, which seems fairly similar to a survival game. So let's make an educated guess of what this will mean in this specific context. Because Hello Games are the developers behind the game, I believe this game will share a lot of similarities with No Man's Sky, especially when it comes to the technical elements, like flight, weapons, the generation of different biomes, and so on. This most likely is going to be a fantasy No Man's Sky, where exploring different planets has been replaced by different biomes on the planet. The focus have been shifted from outwards towards the universe to inwards on the planet. In my opinion, this has the potential to deliver way more than No Man's Sky did, especially if they take everything they learned and developed for No Man's Sky and apply it here, as well as develop new and interesting content for this game. Of course, creating a planet similar to Earth with that much variety and depth is no small task. I think the scope of this project is even more grand than their vision for No Man's Sky, but as they achieve their vision for No Man's Sky, I do hope they manage to achieve their vision for this game. No Man's Sky is already a titan in the industry, so I'm really excited to see what this game will deliver. And honestly, I found myself searching for news articles at least once a day to see if they release anything new about it. Hopefully it will not be very long until we have a playable version, even if it is in a beta state. What do you guys think of Light No Fire? Would you like to play a fantasy No Man's Sky? Let me know in the comment section below. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe and all that jazz. See you in the next one, gamers.